If you're a software or mobile app founder and you're wondering how to find winning ad creatives, here is the winning formula that allows you to find ad creatives for your app without spending hundreds and thousands of dollars wasted giving it to Zuckerberg, Google Ads, or TikTok ads. And this is the exact same strategy that we used at our agency to scale multiple apps to 5 figures and 6-figure months, all from a hybrid UGC and paid ads strategy. So let's currently take a look on how we're going to find paid ads creatives. And so one way is we want to find paid ad creatives. Obviously, the traditional method that people do is they create paid ad creatives and they have, they test out, they create the ad creatives either through UGC, they just create the creative and test it directly to paid ads, right? They just make the creatives and they either get it from UGC, they either create it with AI, or they create a video ad themselves, right? So your creative is going to come from somewhere. Usually you have a hook, body, and CTA, and then you test in 3 to 5 different formats, find the right hooks and bodies, and throw it into paid ads, throw all this into meta ads, put money behind it, and then see what ad gets the most conversions. But the problem with this method is you're already spending money out the gate, and what you're looking for here is this process is whenever you're running paid ads for your software, especially a mobile app specifically, and that's what we're going to talk about here. So when you have a mobile app that's business to consumer, is the first step is you want to find the right creative for one event, right? Once you find the right creative, what you're going to optimize for is lowest user acquisition cost. And that isn't usually in the form of an app download, right? What is the creative that gets me the lowest amount of app download? Because this is the first event in your app that you can optimize for, a user joining and using your app, right? The second thing that we optimize for is the next event. What is the second event that happens in your app, right? In purchase or trial, right? And so after you find the right creative, right? First you find the right creative, and the right creative you're going to get from the fastest feedback loop that you get, which is an app download. And once you have the right creative, you're going to optimize that creative. And you're going to change the onboarding process, right? In between steps 1 and 2, you're going to change the onboarding, keep the same creatives, right? Increase your conversion rate. What is your conversion rate? That's a cold user percentage from user to pay. Out of 100 users that come onto your app, how many of them pay for something, right? Especially from cold traffic for paid ads, this metric is usually 1.7% industry standard. You need to be over this. This is vary for different apps, depending on the consumer. But whenever we're running paid ads, forget the way you do it. If you do it the traditional method, right? If you do the traditional method of creating paid ads and spending and putting money behind it to find what creative works, you're spending money out the gate, and you're gonna throw hundreds and thousands of dollars out the door, and you'll find the right app download, but you're going to waste a lot of ad spend to do this, right? If you have thousands in ad spend, feel free to go ahead, but this wastes ad dollars. And the reason it does that is because there's no market validation, right? There's no market validation before you spend money, right? As you get the market validation for the creative by putting money behind it. So in order to solve this, what we need to do here is we still need to create the creatives, right? So the creatives, still need to create them, whether you're using UGC, whether you have UGC creators, you use AI to create it, whatever way you use to get creatives, you need to test it in volume. Volume negates luck. All right, so I'd recommend here, what we're going to do is we're gonna post on TikTok. We're gonna simplify it, warm up the account. So warm up a TikTok account until feed is all relevant posts, right? You're gonna warm up the account, you're gonna post through US VPN, and you're gonna post 2 to 3 times daily, right? From here, in the next 10 to 30 days, right, you're posting, posting 60 to 90 times, 90 videos. You're going to find the videos here each week. You're going to find, around 60 videos. You're doing 15 videos a week. You're going to find up to 5 creatives with hopefully 10K or 5K plus views. And even better if there's good engagement. Right. From here, the 5 creatives that you find once you test organically, right, and then the first 10, you can find that within the first week. You don't need to wait 30 days to find the right creatives, right? You're gonna find those 5 creatives, right? You found the 5 creatives that work in the first 10 days. You didn't need to spend, let's say you take, you get 15 creatives. Typically what you would done with the other process is you take, 15 creatives. Right, let's say you put, you test each one at $10 each, you're out $150 to find probably the 5 creatives that work. You spend $150 just to find that number. Versus you just take 5 to 7 days, you find the right creatives that work if you post 2 to 3 days per week, and now you put $50 behind it, and now you know which creative has the best download, cost per download, and now you just start fixing your onboarding. You move on to the next step in the process. What you don't want to do is spend $150 just to find that these are the 5 right creatives. You want to test organically to see that process. But how do I know that this works? Let me show you an example right here with one app, and this is from a friend in a WAP community that I used to be in, where a friend of mine told me this strategy. But I'll show you an example of this app called PraseScreen. So they validated their idea first organically here on TikTok. So we're gonna go and search right here. So the app is PraseScreen. It's a app for something like that. So here, this is one of the videos. So they tested multiple formats for this app right here. So let's pull up their screen. So you see that they're posting lots daily, and they're actually reusing different formats that work, right? 1.7 million, 7 million, 250K, posting a lot, right? But if we scroll all the way down, it wasn't always like that. The account started with just 1,000 views. And they probably weren't sure if this is good. Then they do another one. God saves me through this app. Then they hit another one, and this format, the more times they post, is getting more videos. And each time it gets better and better. Sometimes they test out a new format, it doesn't work as well, it only gets 8,000, 3,000. But the formats that they're gonna use, they're gonna run as paid ads, is like this one. Everyday Gods Wake Me Up, right? Look at all the engagement that it's getting. Super simple ad. Super simple video, and what he actually did is he took these videos and ran it as paid ads. So you don't need to post that many times, right? It's like they found the winning format right here. Now this is one of their most recent accounts with this, but notice this guy isn't scaling organically, right? He's getting a couple million views, but he's not posting this all the time, right? He's only posting this here and there, right? So the key thing is you don't need to have a huge organic army of posts. That's actually really hectic to manage. All you need is a couple winning formats doing a couple million views or a couple 100,000 or even just 10,000. Put it onto paid ads, But at $5 a day, see the conversions, blah, 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 and now you have your winning ad creatives. And so if you want to work with our agency to scale your paid ads for your software mobile app, book a call with us below, and we'll see if we're a good fit to work together.